Hi, I'm Madonna.
I'm your worst nightmare.
To rule the world.
Why don't you show them what you do, honey?
You've never had more fun with anyone else.
People, we gotta move on to the next song.
I'm sweet and I'm a bitch, you know what I mean? And that's always been the way it is. I'm a human being.
I'm waiting.
Hey everybody, welcome to MLVC, the Madonna podcast, your place for all things Madonna, Louise, Veronica, Ciccone. I'm Stefan.
Hey guys, I'm Tony. Used to belong to Jimi Hendrix. I bet he'd love it if I swapped it for the boots.
And hey guys, it's Liberty here. And, I'm back with my podcast friends and they tried to warn me about them. They have good manners. They're so romantic. They'll only make you blue. How can I explain to them? How could they know? I'm just in love with their words.
And we love having you, Liberty. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Liberty.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So everybody, today is a auspicious podcast day because it is our first podcast under the coronavirus quarantine.
Yes, we don't have to tell you anything about it. You're dealing with it. We're all home. We all have to follow specific instructions not to go out and mingle, which is hard for a lot of us social butterflies. But, this is for the greater good. We're not just keeping ourselves safe. We're keeping others safe, right?
Yes. Yeah. How is everything? Tony and I are both in New York, and we know how kind of crazy it is here. Like, my neighborhood has never been so silent in the entire 12 years I've lived here. It's like birds tweeting, and I can hear grass fluttering in the wind. And how is Texas, Liberty?
Well, Texas is not a total ghost town. I mean, as far as the city of San Antonio, things are pretty normal. Like, it's a little bit less traffic, but it's still people going to work, still people, as far as whatever work is not under the non-essential, I guess they call those jobs. And yeah, I'm working from home. So I
Nice.
I don't go out much, but when I have gone out for walks around the neighborhood, I still see people driving around. So to me, it doesn't look that different, but I know everything is closed.
And hopefully it won't. Hopefully it won't change too much. Every day I keep watching the governor on television thinking any day now they're going to say, and luckily we have a fix.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're all very hopeful, and I hope Madonna is hopeful too, because I've been looking at her Quarantine Diaries, and I think there's been 5 now? Am I right in saying that?
4 or 5.
Yeah, and sometimes her outlook is not very bright.
Yeah.
So Madonna, cheer up.
You're referring to her specific like typewriter version, the ones where she's sitting with the typewriter talking about her Quarantine Diary.
Yeah. And I guess the bathtub one could be added to that. She doesn't have a bathtub typewriter, but she's still telling us what the deal is.
Yes. And, I did see, I don't remember who posted it, but I saw an article about that. These are like some of her greatest pieces of art in a long time. I'll try to find it, but basically these Quarantine Diaries are raw Madonna and very, pure art. Which,
I can't agree with you there. And the Quarantine Diaries have gotten her a lot of press. She's pretty much been on everything that I open. A lot of it is derisive, but what can you expect from these people? They don't know Madame X. They don't know what she's been through, and she didn't die in Paris, by the way.
Yeah, that bathtub video certainly got her a little bit of flack because I think people were sort of thinking, "Oh, poor Madonna, she's in a milk-filled bathtub with rose petals, and woe is her for being quarantined with people waiting at her beck and call type of thing." And I'm like, well, you know what? You can't fault the woman for having money, that's she worked for that. She's wealthy, and she's experiencing her own version of the coronavirus. It's like everyone is having, like I'm stuck in a 1-room studio apartment in New York City, and I'm watching other people who are like going for hikes or like, in a pool. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to be mad that they're sitting by their pool that they paid for. I'm not going to be mad that people, have an upstate house that they get to go hiking in the woods. It's like, well, I don't have that. So it's like, you know what, Madonna, good for you that you have a rose petaled bath waiting for you at the end of the day. Like I wish I had that. I don't, but it is what it is.
I just wish she wasn't so doomsday right now because, a lot of her fans, like me, look to her for not necessarily guidance, but, maybe a mood elevator when I need one. She posted that photo of Frida Kahlo on her deathbed, and I'm like, I don't need to see that today, or I don't know, just cheer up, Madonna.
It is a little sort of apocalyptic sometimes what she's got going on. The whole ghost town video that she posted where it's to ghost town, but it's these just empty streets of all these big cities. And then the Trump post, I think she got quite a bit of flack for that because people don't really want her to be political, which is I'm still astounded that people are,
like, hello, have they met Madonna?
Right.
I mean, she's been doing politics since she could talk.
Right. And why are people surprised that she has an opinion or has something to say about this? It's interesting to me. I think in her world, I think even if she was maybe a little tired at the end of the tour, she still had things to say. And I don't think she would. I think that's why she didn't really want to have the show have so many cancellations and that she didn't want those 2 shows to be the last, those 2 ones at the end to be canceled. She had things to say, and she says it even in one of these typewriter. I miss being in front of the audience. I miss making people laugh. And
yeah, she's a showgirl. She wants to be in front of people, and
Yeah, I don't think she likes a lot of downtime. I mean, I could tell just from watching her. I mean, she looks just I don't know, angry and just a little sullen. But right about now, after the tour wrapped up, she would probably be going through physical therapy and working on the edit for the televised Madam X. But it doesn't look like any of that's happening right now. So hopefully she's getting the help that she needs for her knee.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I think she is getting some interesting therapies. And she is eating fried fish, so we know she's getting her.
Oh, right.
I did enjoy the Vogue remix, which was a very nice way to commemorate the 30th anniversary of Vogue, which sounds weird saying out loud because it feels like just yesterday.
Oh wow! Is that what that was for?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just like fun.
Yeah, it was her like silent way of sort of like nodding to the fact that Vogue has turned 30, which is, yes, Tony, crazy to think that it's that old of a song, because then that makes me say, God, how old am I?
Well, I was just going to say, I don't think it's 30 because I'm only 20.
Oh, right.
It can't be.
No, and I saw it on somebody's post and I didn't realize it. And I wrote back, I was like, and life was never the same again. And it really wasn't.
No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, between Madonna's fried fish homage to Vogue, and then I don't know if you saw there's a singer who did a coronavirus ditty to Vogue.
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's hysterical. Yeah, I'll have to send it to you after this. It's so funny where like he's sort of like he reworks the whole song to talk about the coronavirus, and it's quite. I'm not even going to try to sing it. I don't remember the words, but it's quite funny. But yes,
and these are the ways that really you do kind of get through times like this, is to look for ways. It's not necessarily to like make fun or think things are silly, because it is a serious time.
Yeah,
but we need that humor and the light to sort of remember that there are brighter times ahead, that things will get better and easier, and we'll all go back to normal, whatever your normal is, at some point.
Yeah, agreed. And I think that that's sort of where people are coming at it from. It's like they're not sort of making fun of the sickness and the death and the sadness that's being surrounded by it, but they're trying to say, you know, like, look, we can't simply be in that negative space all the time. You know, yes, there's a time and place for it, but we have to focus on sending our energy towards something positive, towards looking ahead at what that yes, we will get through it, and we will rise. We will
Exactly. And recognize and hold on to those moments of grace and beauty that you have throughout the day. You know, sometimes when you're busy commuting, running around, whatever, you don't think about things like that. But now is a perfect opportunity to do that. I urge everyone to seek the beauty in your life, even if it's just inside your apartment.
Yeah. Well, and you know what, Tony, actually, that's a really good segue. I had wanted to say for all of our listeners out there, what are our 3 suggestions? Everyone, you, me, Liberty, we could all give people like our own individual 3 suggestions for how we're sort of surviving isolation or the quarantine or whatnot. And, you know, because I know everyone's situation is different, and I thought it'd just be fun to sort of do a little round robin and see what are 3 things that you're doing to help sort of like get you through each day.
Yeah, Liberty, you start.
Ladies first.
Okay, I will start. Well, the first thing that I say everybody needs to have is the Mdna Rose Mist spray. I couldn't get by without it, without staying fully hydrated, and keeping my skin glowing and feeling fresh all day. That's
self-care.
That's
Self-care
number
is
1.
very important.
Self-care.
Yeah, that's number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, go ahead. All 3. You just go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All three. Okay. So second thing is to have champagne. Because I don't need a reason for champagne, and I will have that even when it's not a quarantine or a lockdown. So it's a survival. If you've not had it, you know, just for your everyday to day sort of need, just get a bottle.
Sustenance.
Yes, and I'm not going to say
is it regular champagne or is it champagne rosé?
Well,
Champagne rosé.
I'm not picky, and in fact, I was just going to add to that. I buy mine at Costco because, you know, I don't need it to be Dom Perignon. So yes.
What is that Costco size? Is that like a Costco size? Like it's like a gallon of champagne?
No, it's a regular size, and it only comes in, you know, a single bottle. But it's pretty good. It's not too bad actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Listeners know a recommendation: Costco champagne.
Costco champagne. Last time it was Luby's, and this time
Exactly.
I'll let you know.
And, you know, it goes without saying, we're always going to recommend Mdna skin products to all of you beautiful people.
Yes, of course. I just, you know, I'll let them know how to get in touch with me later. And let's see. The third thing that somebody really needs when you're trying to survive and get through the times when you're stuck at home is that's a good question. I should have had it by now. Well, internet.
There you go.
Yeah.
Blatantly put it simple, you need to have a good internet connection because your children are going to be coming and bothering you all the time. And, you know, if you don't have internet, then you don't have anything to sort of like put in their hands and say, look, here is another episode of, well, my kids are watching King of the Hill right now. So,
oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, it's
well. They also Liberty. I also saw that you had your kids. You were like a Brady Bunch band. Like you had them doing a performance the other day on Instagram Live.
Yeah. So, I mean, actually, that may be the third thing would be music. Music is probably the thing you really need. My older son plays piano and the younger one plays drums, and so sometimes I tell him, you know, okay, start jamming. And so the older one plays a lot of songs that he figures out by ear. He does read music, but he plays better by ear.
He's Suzuki method.
Yeah, he figures it out. Like, he's got these anime songs like that he likes, and he plays those, and he's really well. And so the younger one is into Metallica.
Oh dear.
I don't. Yeah. So he just plays.
I'm sorry.
Well, he plays. It's because my husband is a metalhead. So, at some point, the younger one figured out Metallica was a thing, and he just plays the various like riff or drum. I don't know, what do you call those? But anyways, drum beats in Enter Sandman.
Oh yes,
They make it work somehow. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't work, and it sounds a little bit messy. And then they start fighting, and that's when you give them the internet.
But I think it must be kind of fun to have all that noise in your house all at once, you know?
It is, especially if I've had champagne.
All right, I'm going to give you guys my 3 survival tips for, things that I've just kind of picked up. I was not much of a breakfast person back before what do you call this? And
the apocalypse.
The apocalypse. And now I find myself getting up early, cutting up fruit, having really nice fresh fruit plates. And I recommend everyone get fresh fruit and eat it throughout the day. But first thing in the morning, it's the best way to start.
That's
my
awesome.
second
Loading
tip,
up on vitamin C.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize it, but I was like, wow, I love fruit. Why don't I eat more? Why don't I eat more of it? Because I'm usually going to buy these ridiculous ham and egg sandwiches from the deli around the corner. Part of what's going on right now is that we can kind of change some of the habits that we have, and that's what I'm going to do. But one habit I'm not going to break, and this is echoing something that Liberty brought up, is the reinvention cream. Talk about self-care and Mdna skin. The reinvention cream, just putting it on my face in the morning, lowers my anxiety levels. I don't know how. Maybe it's just because it smells amazing, or maybe because it feels good. But if you have something that you use it and, enjoy it, and, hopefully it'll make you feel good, whether it smells good, feels good, looks good. Yeah, just do it, and also get dressed every morning, like you're going somewhere, We have these amazing Zoom conference calls with work, and everyone just gets dressed up, and it really helps, it's little things like that.
I agree.
Like dressed up how, Tony? Like top hat,
no, I mean, well, you can, but I mean, just get dressed. Don't just wear like a hoodie and sweats.
Hoodie.
And my last tip, which goes without saying, is put some Madonna in your YouTube playlist. Put some Madonna on your, regular playlist. The other night I was really like plugged in. I was not feeling it. We had an Instagram Live for the podcast. It really got me going. And I watched Drowned World that night, and I just felt so good. I had not seen it in a while. And I can honestly tell you, I forgot about everything that was going on for 2 hours. And I even laughed at the funny song, which I never did. So I'm throwing the ball to you, Stefan.
Sure. Okay. So I'm going to continue on with our little self-care regimen. I definitely think if you want to, one thing that you should definitely do every day is put on fresh underwear. I cannot stress that enough. Yes, you should shower, but definitely put on fresh underwear after that. Don't go back into some day old drawers. Put on some fresh underwear.
Maybe that's what I've been missing.
Put on some new, fresh silk drawers and pour yourself a glass of champagne.
Order some if you haven't. Order some online. There's nothing like breaking open a fresh pair of underwear and putting them on, and taking them for a stroll around the studio apartment. I think the second thing, and this is just
wait, Stefan, let me interrupt you there. There's a line from Working Girl that says, just because you walk around your apartment in your underwear doesn't make you Madonna.
Oh, you know what I do? I think I've heard that before. Yeah. Who says that? Is that Joan Cusack?
Academy Award nominated performance by Joan Cusack.
I love her. That movie. She's so good. She actually says a lot of Madonna stuff all the time. I think like
I think she's a fan, isn't she? I don't know why I say that.
I mean, I would love her to be a fan.
Yeah, I mean,
because I'm a fan.
That would make sense. But yeah, so then I think the next thing to do, and I mean, I'm going to say what this one thing is, but you can sort of expand on it. My thing has been like clean out some closets, but that could expand to like cabinets, drawers, whatever you have, sort of like garage, like I don't have a garage, but like I've been in my apartment and have been stir crazy and bored, and having a task like cleaning out a closet has been very, very helpful to me. I've encountered some things that I thought I had gone missing, and I was like, oh, that's where this has been. And it's been
like a blonde ambition tour jacket, perhaps.
Oh, I wish that I would never misplace.
Never.
I think you heard our interview with Lewis, and he said he didn't know where his Blonde Ambition tour jacket was, and I was like, "What?"
We gasped.
I'm like, we need to find that immediately, Lewis.
I have to say, I was like, well, I mean, he has something better. He's got all these memories, right? But that's still something that it's. I was given one recently by a friend.
Because you just casually give them away,
Well, I'm not sure. I think she said she found it at a garage sale.
You were given a Blonde Ambition tour jacket?
Yes. Well, it's not
pics, or it didn't happen.
It's the it's the Pioneer one. So it's
who cares?
Who cares? That's even better.
Yeah, I mean,
that's probably John Draper's old jacket.
It's something that I had years ago and had sold. And I don't know.
I'm glad it came back to you.
Me too. Me too. Maybe I did something right in the universe that that I was gifted again.
Well, that's like my Blonde Ambition tour T-shirt. It's the one of her from the Express Yourself video where she's like naked and looking over her shoulder. And I used to wear that T-shirt to no end. I mean, it was like a tattered rag. I think by the time I had to stop wearing it. But my mother had moved, and my mom put all of my clothes that was at her house at that time in a trash bag because there was no luggage for me. And my sister thought it was trash and threw it out. And I was like, I was devastated because I was like, it was my favorite T-shirt. And I think the only reason I didn't have it with me was because I was like, I need to stop wearing this so it doesn't fall apart. And, but I was like going to keep it forever. And then it got thrown away and I was devastated. And then cut to like 20 years later, some guy who had lived around the corner from me for years, him and I got to chatting, and he happened to have like 3 spare T-shirts of that exact T-shirt. And he was like, yeah, do you want one? So it sort of like came back into my possession, and I was extremely happy. And I don't wear it now because I'm always like, I feel like if I wear it, I'll be jinxed or something, I was like, anyway, number 3 on my list of things to do when you're stuck at home during a quarantine is, I think, one that we all are very appreciative of, which is create some art. Madam X has been doing it. I've been trying to do it. I think it's important to, even if you don't consider yourself an artist, everyone has art within them. They're capable of doing it. It doesn't have to be, like make a painting. It could be something as simple as like, take a picture from a unique perspective, or just, go outside to your garden, pick some flowers and put them in an arrangement on your dining room table, or, like dress differently for a Zoom meeting. It could be whatever you want it to be, but like do something creative.
Sing around the apartment like
I
do.
Choreograph something for TikTok. I don't know, like the world is your oyster. There is so much downtime that we have. Yes, it's great to sort of like zone out in front of Netflix and catch up on some movies or whatnot. But like Tony was saying, right now we have been given such a gift of time. We have never had this much time on our hands to just do whatever we want. I mean, obviously other than travel, but like, because we're confined in these spaces, it's a great time to sort of take care of yourself and put out some, do a YouTube video, do an Instagram live, whatever it is that you want to do, just go and, and have fun with it.
The first couple of days are really shocking. I actually felt like Madonna in the opening scene of truth or dare, walking around my apartment, just picking things up, putting them back down, trying to clean, not clean, look out the window, don't look out the window, while people were talking above me saying I was a little girl lost in a storm, blah, blah, blah. But no. After a couple of days, I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to keep myself down just because there's something going on. It's like we have to persevere. And, for a lot of us, this may be the hardest thing we've had to go through. So let's show everyone that we can get out there and, create a new world with new habits.
Yeah, agreed.
I love that point, just because I think for me, I've had a lot to do for the last probably 6 or 7 months, where it's just like I was some days feeling like so overwhelmed, like I couldn't come up for air, just always struggling to get through, and get everything done in the day. And I think in the back of my head for a lot of days, I feel like I was saying, please just give me some time. I just need some time. And here I've been given all of the time. And I don't know if I've been doing with it what I need to do, but I have been doing more of what I want to do, and I'm fine with that. Just kind of, I painted a room, I've cleaned a little bit, I've finished some work on my schoolwork, and I have spent more time with my family. I've sat outside more. And it's all stuff that I've felt like I didn't have a chance before to do. So
yeah, the other day I sat still for an hour, and who does that?
Yeah.
I'm not a monk, But yeah, those things feel great, right, Stefan?
Yeah, I mean, it's the quarantine has been a little rough for me. Like the past week, I unfortunately have anxiety that resides within me, and for the first couple of days, I was feeling anxious that, oh my God, I'm sick. My throat's feeling off, and now my chest is tight, and I'm having labored breathing, and I have the virus, and I'm going to die. And it was a little bit of a struggle for me on a day-to-day basis. I got to say, thankfully, we had done that Instagram live for the podcast, and for that 1 hour, my mind was completely taken off of being anxious and feeling like I was dying. And I was like, oh, okay, so maybe it's not that I'm dying of a virus, because I have no fever or cough or symptoms for real. It's just maybe in my head, and I just need to stop focusing on the doom and gloom and focus on other things. And also it's seasonal allergy time, and my cousin, who's a nurse, was like, pop a Claritin and see how you feel. And I popped a Claritin, and I feel 100 times better. So there you go. If you think you're dying and you have no fever, maybe just pop a Claritin and see how you feel afterwards.
So I was talking about Drowned World. Have you guys used Madonna as therapy while we've been, stuck inside?
Liberty.
Well, I a little bit. I have a friend who's working on he's doing a little project of Madonna covers, and he has he's got this one girl recorded a version of Take a Bow, and he's looking at some other artists that he's going to ask if they'll contribute. He works in a recording studio. He's the one who helped me with my EP that I had made before.
Nice. And
he said that he might have me record again, and that kind of started, bubbling in my mind and thinking about what I'd like to do with that. Because I think on my project that I did with my EP with him before, I think I was a little too true to the original, or tried to be more, like her, and I would like to depart a little bit more and
change it up.
Yeah. Because I love cover songs, actually, because I really like to see what artists can do to make them sound completely different, where you think like, I can't believe that song is that song, because it doesn't sound like that song. And so that's what I would kind of like to do. And so it kind of started, me thinking and how like challenging a song, I could pick of her sort of repertoire. And I actually landed on Bedtime Story. Well, my friend was leading me there, and I thought, I'm not sure if I could do that, but we'll see what happens. I'll just have to kind of.
No, that's a really interesting selection, because it's when Madonna kind of went outside of her comfort zone as well.
For sure. And if you want to do a cover of that, you really have to be, if you want it to sound truly different, it has to depart, because you don't want to sound like, because I know that there was, I don't know if you guys have this, but it's called Virgin Voices, and it's this
I remember that
album of
Dead or Alive is on it.
And I think there is a version of that on there, but they all sound just different.
They're very electronic, and that's
and I really liked it. So we'll see what happens.
That would be a tough song to cover just in general. I don't know about you guys, but like every time I've like gone to karaoke and tried to sing a Madonna song, some of her songs are very, very challenging to sing in karaoke, because
they are.
She stamps her songs so well that like when it's not her singing it with her production value, it kind of is like it falls flat. Like, and for any listeners out there, if you ever go to karaoke in the future and think, oh, I'm going to get up and sing Music by Madonna, do not. I'm telling you right now.
Or if you think you're going to sing Vogue, you're going to fall flat on your face.
Yeah.
I found the three tracks that I have the most success with in karaoke is, some places have the Miami mix of Don't Cry For Me, Argentina.
That would be one, sure.
And that's really good, because you can kind of go all over the place with it, because she re-sang the vocals and they're more loose. And any song from I'm Breathless, I, for some reason, can nail. So I always do Hanky Panky sooner or later.
Right. Because, it's upbeat and fun.
Yeah, but I've tried Papa Don't Preach, I've tried Vogue, and it's like embarrassing. And Like a Prayer, don't even try it. Don't ever try to sing Like a Prayer.
My go-to...
Halfway through, you just want to leave the room.
My go-to Madonna karaoke song has always been Dress You Up, because it's old enough and like it's a simpler production because it was done in the 80s. And then you can actually like, it's kind of fun and silly and quirky and fast, and you can sort of get through it. And I always find that works really well.
Well, a few years ago, he did my friend, after he did the EP for me, he invited me to sing at a Pride festival there in that town where we were living. And
which town?
It's McAllen, Texas.
Oh my God, my mother lives there.
No way.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
My mother retired there from Houston, but that's another story. Anyway.
Okay. Well, see, that's.
I'm glad they have a Pride there now, because when I used to go visit, it was very intolerant.
Oh, it is really popping. Like it's actually getting a lot of people involved in LGBTQ rights and really like coming together in the community, because they didn't have anything really before
nothing at all
to bring them together. And so I was super honored to be able to. It was just one of the little opening things.
But Liberty, that sounds awesome. That makes me feel great.
Wait, what did you sing?
Well, he told me I could kind of choose whatever I wanted to sing. So I did. And I did, but I didn't want to sing the songs that were on my EP, and I didn't want them to sound just like her singing, because I don't want people thinking, this girl thinks she's Madonna, because I can't.
Here comes another Madonna impersonator.
I think I did like the rock version of Borderline. I did. Why is it escaping me now?
Was it all classic Madonna?
Yes, I think
it was from a newer album.
The only one that I did that wasn't. No, I think I also. You know why I'm blanking? There was only like 4 or 5 songs, but the 5th song was I was singing the the title is escaping me. It's the one where just like in girly shows, she's sitting there and she's singing "Sitting on a Park Bench." You know which song it is.
In This Life.
Thank you. Okay, so
there we go. Oh, erotica. Okay, there we go.
I was singing "In This Life," and it started to like thunderstorm, get crazy. It was an outside festival, and they told me to stop. I had to stop because it was too dangerous.
Well,
for
you
me
don't want to get
performing.
electrocuted.
Yeah.
And I was just going to say that is probably the least covered Madonna song in her repertoire.
And
but it should be covered more because it's an important song.
Well, honestly, I felt like it was because there had been a lot of people speaking there about AIDS and about awareness, and I thought it was something that would work for the festival.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
really, I kind of thought, hey, after they were telling me like, you kind of need to get off the stage because you're gonna, get electrocuted. I was like, but this is, if I have to go, this is how I want to go. Like, let me sing my Madonna song. Yeah, but I live to tell, and I.
Touche.
Yeah. But yeah, so maybe I'll get to do that again. We'll see.
Well, Liberty, since music does actually make the people come together, why don't you play us a little something on your guitar?
Okay.
Yeah, can you do that for us? But that would be awesome.
Yeah, I just happen to have my guitar right here.
Wow. Oh my God. Well, shocking. Well, see, for you,
she's like one of those country singers that's always wearing a hat and she's always got her guitar strapped to her. Just in case someone shows up that's going to give her big break.
Yeah. Well, if in case I ever need to break out in Jolene, I just...
Yeah.
Well, hey, look at that woman who, there was that guy recording like people, just going up to random people in the London Tube, and he like stopped that woman and said, sing Shallow by Lady Gaga. And she started belting that song. Did you see that?
Yeah, she's actually now one of our new pop idols, and she's got a new album coming out.
Exactly. Like, that's what I mean. Like, look, she had said, I think she got interviewed on Ellen, and she had said her dad always told her, if anyone ever asks you to sing, sing. And now she's like, got a living off of it. So good for her, and that's exactly. So Liberty, you carry that guitar around with you wherever you go.
Sing out, Liberty.
Okay.
Or play out.
Well, yeah, what are we going to get? What are we going to get?
Wash All Over Me.
Oh, not the Avicii version though.
No, because I'll be frank and I'll just say really quick that, I was a very bad girl whenever the Rebel Heart demos came out. I was all over those, and
I'm right there with you, sister.
I personally I find them much better than the final. I'm sorry, Madonna. I know
we all do. I mean, we are sorry.
It's
Maverick,
okay.
Boy Toys, Warner Brothers Records, Interscope. We're very sorry, but the demos were the ones.
Yeah, they were the ones, and so no, it won't be the Avicii version, and
it's okay.
But it also might not be the best version you've, because I haven't played that much lately. So let's just see what happens.
But see, like exactly, like here's your chance. Now you can start playing again.
All right. Okay, so I'll give it a shot. Let's see what comes out.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
In a world that's changing, I'm a stranger in a strange land. There's a contradiction, and I'm stuck here in between. Life is like a desert, an oasis to confuse me. Was that confusing?
That was good.
I walk this razor's edge. Will I stand or will I fall? Turn a blind eye, try to pretend that nothing is what it seems. Torn between the impulse to stay and running away from all this madness. Who am I to decide what should be done? If come. Let it come, let it rain. There you go. That's all you're getting today.
Oh,
Thank you.
oh my God, that was awesome.
Thanks for reminding us what a good song Wash All Over Me is.
It is a really good song, and
It really is.
I thought it was like a good one to choose for, feeling alone, feeling isolated, and where are we going to go from here? Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
No, that was such an unexpected choice. I would never have I would never have been like, oh, play Wash All Over Me, because like for me, I'm like, I felt like she discarded that song when she changed the demo, because I was like, I so loved the demo, and then when the album version came out, I was like, this song is dead to me.
I know. And the same thing with Joan of Arc too. Joan of Arc was fine as it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so much better. And I mean, and this is the thing. For me, as an album, I know that you didn't give me the platform to say this, but as an album, lyrically, so many of the songs on Rebel Heart are so profound, and most of them all ended up on the cutting floor. Like, it breaks my heart sometimes to think about it, because there's so much there that I think she must have just been that hurt, that it was like, she's not going to give us the goods, but I still have them, so I'm okay with that.
Don't worry, guys. There will be a box set one day.
One day.
We're going to get
I think so.
Everything we've always wanted. So have you guys heard that story that Madonna inadvertently predicted the coronavirus last year at Eurovision?
Yes.
So hilarious and preposterous, because the thing is, like, whoever did this, whoever exposed this, is not a Madonna fan. So to hear this guy talk about, how she's like a demonic, satanic, kind of thing, and then talking about like the face mask, and I'm like, don't you realize that that's like part of the whole Madame X look,
Yeah. Oh, his YouTube video is a little cuckoo bananas. Like I was listening to it. I'm like, oh my God, this dude should not be allowed to make videos.
Yeah, it's like you're talking about Madonna being like the queen of the apocalypse, and then what are you saying?
Well, my sister sent me something really weird before all of that about how this was all some sort of conspiracy. She's into those things, but Madonna was listed in the celebrities that were aware and responsible. I was like, really? Okay.
No, and that's what this guy was saying. Because in the Eurovision performance, there's elements of dark ballet and future. So this guy thinks that it's one song, which is already, discrediting him. But he's like, and listen where she's talking about there's something in the wind. And I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, and then listen, she's saying that not everyone is going to the future. And in the background, you see destruction. And I'm like, yeah, that's the Ghost Town video. I mean, it's like all these Madonna references that we know, and this guy is like pulling out of his ass like the most, far-fetched conspiracy theories. But hey, it's nice to know that Madonna is still being talked about.
Well, and honestly, I mean, her performance at Eurovision it very well applies to what's currently going on, but she also was talking about what was happening when she was performing at Eurovision, like
exactly
the state of the world just in general. Like if I know the coronavirus is sort of like taking over the news cycle, but it's like, lest we forget, there was a lot of bad things happening prior to this year that are very similar to what she was talking about. So
Yeah, and I think I told you last week, Stefan, that I listened to Madame X in full one night when I couldn't sleep, and I was like, not saying that this is prophetic, but Madonna has her hand on the pulse of what's going on right now, whether we want to hear it or not, and that's maybe one of the reasons that a lot of people didn't get on board with Madame X, because it is dark. There's a lot of darkness there, and not a lot of redemption, as in a lot of her other works, where you get the dark and the light. But in this, it was pretty dark. And that is until you get to Anita and Maluma.
Yes.
hard to be dark there. But there's a lot of very strong themes that are happening right now, dark ballet, batuka, God Control, you know.
But I think Madonna as an artist overall for the whole of her career, this is why she's been able, part of the reason why she's been able to reach across so many different generations. Some of what she says sounds prophetic in nature because you could take her lyrics and you can fit them to different situations that apply to you. And some people use those really very, very, very deeply. They take them and you know, say, look, this is what changed my life. And, you know, maybe she is a prophet to some people. We don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
people think she's part of the Illuminati with Beyonce. And,
exactly.
You know,
I don't know. I feel like if Madonna were part of the Illuminati, she would have done Madame X in stadiums and it would have sold out, you know?
Maybe.
Well, and funnily enough, you mentioned like how dark Madame X is as an album. Just recently, I think, yesterday, according to when we are recording, but the Mdna album just turned 8 years old, and I know when Mdna was released, it was
oh my God, I love Mdna.
It was known as a
Me
very,
too.
very dark Madonna album.
In retrospect, it's not.
And well, I mean, I think it's definitely, you know, it was a big Madonna divorce album. You know, she had recently split from Guy Ritchie, and I think that there are some light songs on that album to sort of contrast the darkness, but because
one of them, which I don't even play anymore, it doesn't exist in Madonna's discography.
I think I know which one you're going to say, but I thought because it just celebrated a birthday that we could have a little Mdna chat real quick and sort of just like talk about maybe like some of our favorite songs off the album. Maybe.
Wait, how old is Mdna? Is it
8?
Oh wow,
8 is great. Yeah, good old Mdna.
Mdna is ready for her first communion.
So I don't know. What do you think? What are some of the highlights off that album for you guys? Me personally, I love "Girl Gone Wild." I love. What were some of the other ones that
my favorite? I mean, not my favorite, but one of my, like, to me standing out is Gang Bang, just because it's so hard. Like, it's just a hard song. It's you know, it has a driving beat, and when Mdna came out, I was just kind of starting my like weight loss sort of journey, so to speak, because I was, you know, I'd like to listen to Madonna music specifically for that workout time, and Gang Bang, man, as an angry person wanting to lose weight, like Gang Bang really, really got me good. Like, I would work out extra hard when that song came on.
I love that song. I love the edge that it has. Part of me is like, why isn't there more of this on the album? But I get it, you know, and you know, I've always just had this fascination with Gang Bang because it has like 8 writers, you know.
Wow.
And you know, she wasn't able to. The record label told her not to make a video, and then we see what she did at Mdna on tour, and that was so cinematic and amazing. But a lot of people took it the wrong way because she was waving a gun around again,
right.
you know.
No, I thought that was ballsy of her to do a song like that and put it on the record because it's so different from anything that she's ever done. And, you know, again, it's like every single time a Madonna album comes out, people are expecting her to trot out Holiday, you know, like Borderline 2020, you know, and it's like,
well, and if you can remember to when Mdna came out, if you bought a concert ticket, you got the CD in the mail, and Gang Bang's not on it because that was the version they were selling at Walmart and Target.
It was clean.
Right.
It was the clean version.
I still have it wrapped up in plastic. I'm not even going to unwrap it.
Yeah.
Why would I?
I mean, I think, look, there's, you know, that Mdna got a lot of flack when it came out. I think because, you know, it was so, the lead single, Give Me All Your Lovin', I think didn't properly sell the tone of that album. You know, it was a little too, people thought the song was cheesy. You know, it didn't have like radio wasn't playing it, and it didn't
really sound like Madonna.
Yeah, it didn't have a Madonna vibe, and I think that single was also hurt by the leak. That single leaked before, and you didn't hear the finished product with Nicki and MIA. And I just think, looking back now, I was watching the video the other day and I was like, oh my God, Give Me All Your Lovin' is actually such a fun little song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the video is really subversive and really cool. I think it's going to be one of those songs that people are like, wow, I never thought of this song as like a classic.
Yeah, and I just think it wasn't the best song to lead the era with, and I get it. I'm sure that there was somebody who was like, look, Madonna, if you're going to perform at the Super Bowl this year, you have to sing, because what was she going to do? Sing "Girl Gone Wild" at the Super Bowl? Like that, she was out there to try to do something family friendly ish, and that was her solution. It was like, let's fuse me and pop and rap and cheerleading and put it all in a song. And then that's sort of what we got. But I just think, maybe something like Turn Up the Radio would have been a better lead single.
I think people feel there's a division, I think, when it comes to Turn Up the Radio. I really like it personally.
I loved it. First hearing.
Yeah, at first hearing, I was like, this is so Madonna. But a lot of people seem to think that it sounds silly or it's not, or doesn't go anywhere.
Mm-mm. And it's a great moment on tour as well. I just got chills saying that because I remember specifically, when that song came on during the Mdna tour at Yankee Stadium, the worst venue for a show ever.
Terrible.
I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, turn up the radio. And I was like, wait, why are you getting excited about Turn Up the Radio? But it's a good moment in that show.
I posted this on Instagram just the other day, and it is a controversial statement. I think you and I disagree on this, Tony. I still swear that the original demo for Turn Up the Radio is a little bit far superior to the album version of Turn Up the Radio. I just think the demo version was a bit more simplistic, but in a good way. I think Madonna came in and she sort of complicated the lyrics a little bit too much, but I get it. She was trying to make a statement with the song and, make it her own and whatnot. But I also think Martin Solveig's production of it fell a little flatter. It wasn't, it sort of didn't have the buoyancy and joy that I felt the demo had. So that was my only complaint. When I heard the demo before I heard her version, and I was so excited about her version. And then, because I thought she was going to take the demo and push it even further than the demo. And I felt like she sort of went the other way. And so I was a little disappointed with Turn Up the Radio. I thought maybe it would be saved with like a Shep Pettibone-esque type of reinvention remix. And we didn't get that.
From your mouth to God's ears. My only beef with MDNA is Superstar. Why was Beautiful Killer not on the original track listing and added as an extra? Beautiful Killer is probably one of the best songs Madonna's ever done.
Because of the title.
Yeah. That would have fit perfectly right after Gangbang, I would say.
Yeah.
But
Beautiful Killer that's one of her best songs that she's done in the last 10 years.
And as we all know, she performed it live in Paris. And if you haven't seen it,
turned it out. She was amazing in that performance.
That was the performance everybody yelled at her. After, because it wasn't a full concert. But anyway, we digress. But yeah, Superstar, I don't know. I mean, it just sounds like it was written by Lourdes when she was in high school. And and it was, I could tell she was singing it to a young boyfriend. And it just, I don't know, it just seemed really like late era Madonna, and it didn't land well for me. And I've actually gotten into arguments with people about this song. They say it's quote cute or quote a new look for her, but no, sorry.
Liberty, what do you feel about Superstar?
It's definitely not one of my favorites because look, MDNA as far as the record overall is really good, but to me, the song, there's some songs that fall flat. Superstar is one of them, and B-Day song. And those are the only two that I really don't like. I will probably skip if they come on. Maybe, I don't know. It's just a silly, like to me, It just like Spanish lesson on hard candy.
It's like It's So Cool. Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, It's So Cool was also a little bit of but actually there's an acoustic It's So Cool that I do like.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
you need
actually
to find it and send it.
No, it's very good. If you've never heard it, Tony, it's really good. But see,
Mm-mm.
I think, to me, I look at Madonna's career as a whole, and if you look at certain albums of hers, she's always had sort of like a superstar on each album. They
Mhm.
might have been
Mhm.
more successful on one versus another. You know, like if you look at like a Prayer, that song.
Dear Jessie.
I was going to say it would be Cherish. You know, like
Yeah.
it's sweet, it's boppy, it's the lyrics are, you know, but like Cherish is successful. You know, like it
Mhm.
really works on there. Whereas
Well, Cherish is a good song.
but like Superstar, I think maybe like
Yeah.
maybe just because it was nestled amongst all of these other harder songs,
Mhm.
it seems overly fluffy than it would like. Whereas like the production of Cherish is so flawless and it fits so
It
seamlessly
fits right in.
amongst those other songs. Whereas like you're going from something like Girl Gone Wild, Gang Bang, I'm Addicted, and then all of a sudden, and like Some Girls is so hard, and then you have Superstar, ooh la la, you know, like it just sounds bad
It's
after
very
you hear.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very left
just too
field.
light.
Mm-hmm.
And then every song that comes after that is like a hard divorce song, like I Don't Give a, and
Right.
Yeah,
and what's the big one, the one about the money? What's
Love
it called?
Spent.
Tell me.
Love Spent.
Love
Yeah,
Spent.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I do think if she had, I mean, I get it. They probably, you know, I'm sure there's business decisions that are happening behind our back that we have no idea. And maybe her record company heard all 16 or 17 and however many songs there was. And she was like, here's what I want the album to be. And they were like, no, you have to take Beautiful Killer, put that as an extra, slot that little Superstar in. We might get radio play with that. You know, like you never know. And, you know, I mean, because you never know, like they might have also slotted in Superstar because they're like, let's try and get this in a movie soundtrack or let's try and get this on a CW show, you know?
One thing that I did not know until probably about a year ago, Some Girls was written by William Orbit for Britney Jean, the Britney Spears album that he also did another song for.
Oh.
And her management turned it down, so he gave it to Madonna. And I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it always belonged to Madonna because
Yeah, I love that song.
lyrically, it's her, you know. And,
Yeah, totally.
And yeah, I just think that was the right choice to make.
Yeah, I like that song a
Yeah.
lot. And of course, there's so many beautiful. There's like how many beautiful ballads on here? There's Masterpiece, Love Spent, Falling Free, so beautiful.
Mhm.
I would even
Best
say
Friend is one of my all-time favorites.
yes.
so
and
good.
and then on the tour, Best Friend to me is so. It's really good. It's really good.
Oh my God. I have a feeling I'm going to be watching Mdna tonight.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's a great show. You know, like a lot of,
Mhm.
again, a lot of people were giving it flack. I mean, I remember, you know, I was Golden Triangle for the first show in Philadelphia, and that day before the show, I was, you know, in a coffee shop, and all across the Philadelphia newspapers, Madonna brings her gun show to Philadelphia, and I was like, seriously, this is what they're focusing on? Yet Philadelphia is having, you know, I'm sure they're, you know, they were having, you know, I'm sure they sell guns in Pennsylvania still, you know, like where's the gun control laws? And I don't know.
She should have brought that all to Texas because people here would have been like, oh, all right, good. Finally, she's
Right.
joining us in our Texas, you know.
Yeah, she was like during Gangbang. I remember there were times when she points the gun at the audience.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's her opening when she cracks the glass on that booth, and then she's putting the automatic rifle at the audience, and then there's Revolver, and then there's Gangbang. It's like basically the whole first section is just guns.
Yeah.
Wait, was Mdna the show that opens with the incense, or was that?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah. Because I was just going to ask you, did you guys smell the incense? Because I could.
Yes, I could. I was
I think we could.
That was the first show I was in front row for after all of my life as a fan, and really like my friend was one golden triangle after tweeting Guy Osiri about 65 billion times. And he was like, you need to drive to Houston today. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm at work. I'm sorry, what? And he's like, yeah, you need to come right now. And he's like, I've got front row and I need you here. And I called in a half a day and made it to Houston just in time.
I'm so proud of you, Liberty.
Hey, look,
I am.
if somebody says they have front row, you figure it out. You figure it out.
Yeah, you drop everything and go.
Yes.
All right, so we have a couple minutes before we got to sign off. But while we're on it, let's just tell everyone our favorite MDNA show moment.
Oh, okay. Well, Liberty,
All right.
you go.
Okay, my favorite MDNA show moment has to be when she's singing. It's the end, actually, Celebration, because okay, I know some people don't like that.
I know.
No, I love that.
but that Benny Benassi like pumping.
That's the best remix.
Yes,
Yeah.
and oh god, and she's just like going hard. And after having danced like a crazy person the whole show, there's still big dancing in that end moment yeah.
Most of it done by Rocco Ritchie.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, I know, he was so cute in that.
He was little cute old Rocco Ritchie. But gosh, she comes down. I remember just you see how she is when she's that close to you, how she kind of glows. Just she's still glowing. Like, and it's not sweat, it's just who she is. And she's just going hard. And I just remember like thinking like, I can't believe that I finally saw her this close. That
Liberty, you're very right about that. If you guys go back, I'm just thinking out loud, but if you guys go back and watch like maybe the last 2 songs of each tour, she does kind of glow. You know, I'm thinking of Girly Show right now where she was, she looked amazing. Of course, Blonde Ambition, but yeah, that's something to look out for.
Yeah, when I saw her coming, I was on the aisle for Madame X, just where she's walking down through I Rise, and you know, I even if she had her hand out for a fist bump, I wouldn't have seen it just because I was so engulfed in who she, like what she looks like up close.
Yeah, I definitely have that moment too. My favorite MDNA show moment is, surprise, surprise, it's Express Yourself, Born This Way, She's Not Me.
Oh, yes. I love it.
I didn't think she would go there, and she did. And it actually was really cool. The whole setup, you know, with the marching band, you know, up the wall and, you know, just going from one song to the next. And her being so happy and excited about it. I just love that moment. And it reminded me of her earlier tours.
Well, and her energy in that number. I mean, with the pom-poms and whatnot. I mean, it's like she's balls to the wall energy in that. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay, so
what did you love from the Golden Triangle, Stephanie?
Yeah, there was many things that I loved. Being in the Golden Triangle. I mean, and I've said this before because it was the first. Because it was the first United States show in Philadelphia that I was at.
Oh wow!
There were all these press people there getting pictures, and so the next day, every single press picture had me between Madonna's legs.
What did you wear?
Oh, so I ordered. My friend Jennifer and I were going, and we had already bought like crazy expensive tickets, and so but not obviously you couldn't buy Golden Triangle. So I was like, and I'm like the day before thinking, what can I, what can me and Jennifer wear? I made us like, you know how like beauty pageants, they have a sash that sort of say Maryland or Texas, to sort of say like where they're from. And I was like, oh, what if I make Jennifer and I an MDNA sash? And so it was like a hot pink sash with black MDNA down the thing. And I tweeted that to Guy Osiri, and someone from his team reached out and said, hey, we'd like to give you Golden Triangle tickets. So literally same thing that happened to you. Like Jennifer was at work and I was like, Jennifer, get out here immediately. We have to go and get right up close for Golden Triangle. I'm like, and we did. We like swooped in and we were like right in the venue. And Liberty did not go up front because Jennifer was too short to see over the stage. If we were
Oh
right
my
up front.
gosh, yeah.
So we went to the point of the Golden Triangle because then, if we turned around, we could see the front stage. And then we were right by the point where she would come perform, when she sang Love Spent, when she sang, so my favorite moment of the show, which was I'm Addicted. I love everything about I'm Addicted, from the outfit that she's wearing to, she's barefoot and while she's dancing. The choreography on that's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I just loved everything about that number. And
I'm really surprised.
For
I'm really surprised because I did not think that was the thing that was going to come out of your mouth just now.
Oh, why? What did you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say Like a Virgin.
I did like a Virgin, but it was slow. I prefer, you know me, I'm a little Madonna dance queen.
Oh, okay. I just thought
Stefan loves the bangers.
Yeah.
I just thought because what you see in that number is, and when you're up close, like you can basically see everything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yes, like her on the piano singing like a Virgin. It was,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look, I'm hard pressed to pick a favorite moment from that show. I mean, other than like Vogue, I thought the way she staged.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna have to watch it tonight.
Fantastic way,
that's your homework, listeners. Watch Mdna tonight. We all have our favorites, but of course we all love Candy Shop.
You know what? I liked that version better than the album version, but my favorite version of Candy Shop still is the Rebel Heart Tour version. Still think like that is hands down like such a great version of that song.
Justice for Candy Shop. I don't know why Madame X didn't have some sort of like Portuguese candy shop snuck in there somewhere.
Snuck it in there in the Fado Club.
There could have been like a little candy shop in the Fado Club. I mean, come on, people.
One of her girls could have come in, given her a candy bar or something. I don't know.
It could have been like the cigarette girl from Desperately Seeking Susan.
Oh my gosh. And the Batuka girls could have
Susan,
come out.
where you been? We thought you were dead.
Just in Lisbon.
Yeah, all the Batuka ladies could have come out like with little cigarette, like cigarette girls, like with a little.
Mm-hmm.
My God.
Well, Liberty, we want to say thank you for joining us today. Once again, I forgot there was anything going on outside my window, by talking to you guys, talking about Madonna, and I hope that you guys had the same experience.
Yes, Liberty, thank you for sharing your art with us today on the show.
Yes, thank you for playing music.
Thank you for getting me motivated to get back to creating a little bit more. I think I have all this time, and I mean I am teaching from home, but I could definitely bring in a little bit of those things that bring me joy.
Awesome. Next time you come on, you have to play your version of Batuka.
I will.
Especially for me.
I will.
Well, everybody,
Stefan, you want to say something before we sign off?
Yeah, just everybody out there, stay safe, stay home, keep your eyes on the future. We will prevail. We will get through this.
We will rise.
Yes, we will. Stay safe out there. Keep your eyes on the prize, and yeah.
And also watch our Instagram at MLVC Podcast, because we will be doing another live one of these days, sooner rather than later. So keep an eye out for that. And as usual, you can find us wherever podcasts are heard, which Luminary, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify. That's where you can find us. And yeah, drop us a line on Instagram or come to our website, www.mlvcpodcast.com. And until next time, we love you and we'll see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.